This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
Play 107, Ryder and Lisa.
Raise your hand on the text line if that song still reminds you of that Full House episode where Stephanie screws up performing live and remember her guitar like hits the microphone and then the sound system fails and then she runs off stage crying. Never forget.
She was also way too cocky going into that performance, if I remember correctly, and said she didn't need her Uncle Jesse's help.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it turns out she did.
Kimmy Gibbler was on the piano and Stephanie was singing and playing the bass.
Mm-hmm. And then they had a keytar as well on stage. Yeah, I just watched that episode yesterday, actually.
No, you didn't.
Your education superstation.
I hit the wrong button there. I meant to hit this.
It's time for Overrated, Underrated with Ryder and Lisa.
Underrated today. Lights that have timers on them, or if you're smart enough to have your light system set up with your Alexa. Because I don't. And I hate having to go outside to plug in the Christmas lights. It's cold out. So I'll go to someone else's house, like a friend that's rich and cool, and they'll just casually walk into the kitchen and go, Alexa, turn on the Christmas lights. And then all the exterior lights go on.
Good job. You just turned on a bunch of people who are listening from home's Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah. Alexa, play 107 Edmonton.
They're already listening.
No, but if their machine... Doesn't it work like if their machine is on and a voice says, Alexa, she pipes up and listens, like her ears open. So people that weren't listening are now listening. So good morning to all of you. So yeah, underrated. Definitely having that timer set up with your exterior lights because it's not fun having to go outside and unplug at the end of the night before bed.
I agree with you. That is very annoying.
Yeah.
I'm going with underrated, the band Girl Talk.
Okay, is that the band from Full House?
Yeah.
Play 107.
I am not happy today and I would like to talk to you about it.
What's going on?
So the other day, our engineer came in here to work on your microphone.
There were two of them that came in, yeah?
Oh, yeah, both of them, Chuck and Chris. They spent at least an hour helping you out with the sound of your voice and
That's right.
just wanting it to sound, a
little more full.
Full.
Yeah.
But I think that they made my mic worse.
No, they didn't make
I'm
you. They
serious.
They didn't touch your mic.
I know, but
Just because mine sounds better, yours by default sounds worse, you think?
100% yes.
No, absolutely not.
Nobody cares about me around here. If I were to ask the engineers to come in and fix my mic, they'd be like, Lisa, you're being dramatic.
No, they would not. They would be in here in a heartbeat. Listen, the cord was broken. It was like fritzed out. So like it wasn't picking up my voice properly.
What are we testing out? Oh, yeah, really? Here we
She's
go.
in love with herself.
Really taking advantage of this. Okay.
She likes the dark.
That sounds amazing. Is that just me? What do you think as a listener?
And down her milk white neck. The devil's maw. Now it's All Hallows Eve. The moon is full.
This is so good.
How will she trick or treat? Yeah, I bet she will. She's got a date at midnight with those for a two. That's called Black Number One, by the way, by Typo Negative.
We got a text from Amy saying, I can't believe I get to listen to this concert for free.
Thank you, Amy.
Jen wrote in saying, Ryder as Pete Steele is my new favorite
Yes,
thing.
Peter Steele, yes, the lead singer of Typo Negative.
There's a lot of ladies writing in, and they are very excited about your new mic.
Is that right?
Yes.
The top 7 at 7 today. We want to talk about the best sides.
Yeah, I went to Original Joe's recently, and I got really anxious about choosing the two sides that they offer.
Yeah, I
there's
like
so
that they do the two sides.
many options.
Such a power move. to have both. This came up last night because I said, like, if I decided to go vegetarian ever, which I don't think I ever will, but I would live on Greek salad mixed with rice. It's just an incredible combination. And it would be my favorite side. I don't think it'll make the list.
Is the rice hot when you mix it, or is it like a cold dish?
No, like it's not piping hot. I don't like throw it in and hope to wither all the vegetables. But like when it's on the plate and you start mixing it a little bit, then you're like, oh yeah, I got to just mix this all.
Okay.
So now when I have Greek salad, I make sure it's in a big bowl because I know I'm just going to scrape my rice off my plate right in there. So good. I'm literally drooling right now. 780-784-7107 is our number. Seriously. So I brought this up with my daughter while I was talking at dinner last night. That would be my favorite side. And I asked hers. I got her on the phone because I thought you'd appreciate her answer. Okay, so what's your favorite side?
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings as a side.
Yes.
So like you go and get a burger and they're like, would you like fries with that? And you say, no, I want chicken wings with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you are my kid. Good answer.
Yeah.
That's a $17 side. And you're over there complaining when you get charged extra for gravy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you and your daughter going out for dinner and her suggesting that.
Side wings.
You'd be kicking her under the table. Laura wrote in saying potato salad, Earl's hot potato salad to be exact. I know you love that.
God, we got to put that on the list.
I've actually made that at home before because the recipe is on Pinterest. And yeah, it's 10 out of 10.
The corn in it?
Oh, the corn in it.
Just killer.
Oh.
Let's start counting them down. Number 7, French fries. Now, I know you think that should be higher on the list, but it'll make sense later on in the list why it dropped to 7.
Ooh, wink, wink.
Number 6 on the best side dish, we have Caesar salad. Now, I know this depends on where you go. There are some real bad Caesar salads.
Yeah, when you can tell that they're just using grocery store brand dressing, which is okay, but I want it to taste like the anchovies are destroying my mouth, you know?
Yeah. Number 5, mac and cheese. I like that it's worked its way into everyday culture as a side dish. It wasn't like that years ago, but now it is.
How about Northern Chicken's Dorito mac and cheese?
Yes, specific shout out to that one.
Yes.
Number 4, yam fries with aioli.
Chipotle aioli, garlic aioli, sweet aioli. Like, give me all of the aioli.
Time to get into the top 3. An honorable mention quick to Earl's warm potato salad.
Always, yep.
I wanted to honorable mention something that went away that used to be a staple.
Okay.
More so as an appetizer, but it crossed over into the side dish world, and that being potato skins. Why did the world turn its back on potato skins?
I actually have an answer to that. The reason the world turned on potato skins is because the suppliers started to get lazy. They would serve the potato skins with a side of sour cream that was in the black plastic ramekin that was refrigerated. They wouldn't hand scoop the sour cream to make it nice and soft. Therefore, when you'd go to dip your potato skin, the sour cream would be hard and you would lose all of the components.
The chives and the bacon, they'd look like the passengers on the movie Titanic.
That's exactly it. And like the green onions would roll off onto the pub floor. It was just a disaster. So
you may be right there, actually. That might be exactly what happened to potato skins.
Is it kind of weird that I know this?
Well, maybe could they have just pushed the bacon into the cheese a bit better?
Well, they didn't want to. It was pure laziness. So because of that, we cannot be blessed with potato skins anymore.
Something, up that alley comes in at number 3 as we count down the best side dishes. We'll let one of the suggesters give it to us. What do you think?
Double stuffed baked potatoes.
Yes.
Double stuffed baked potatoes has to be on the list.
Good answer.
Good answer. So that's number 3. Number 2, we have, now this one might fire some people up, mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. But it's specifically because of the crispy mashed potato from Joey's, which we got probably the most texts on out of everything.
Can I make a confession? One time I went to Joey's just to get a side of crispy mashed potatoes, and I sat at the end of the bar and I ate them by myself. And keep in mind that like everyone that works at Joey's is attractive. Everyone that goes there dresses up. I was in like sweatpants and Uggs. It was right after I discovered that they existed. I like blew out the candle that was in front of me because I didn't want people to see my face. And I just went to town on these crispy mash.
And so they're the ones that have like the spring roll shell, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So were you just like getting if you were there for the potato, were you just like suckling, like sitting at the end of the bar sucking the potatoes out, or you went for the whole shebang?
I went for the whole shebang, but
Okay.
I wish I would have thought of that because that sounds...
And then you just get the crispy part at the end? Yeah, it's like two treats.
Okay, what's the number one answer for best side dish? We're doing this top 7 at 7 side dishes with all of your help on the text line.
I think everybody knows what number one is.
We are just obsessed with our complex carbohydrates. Let's hear it, Ryder.
Poutine.
Poutine.
Yeah, number one.
Okay, but not with curds.
Yes.
With the shredded cheese.
No, we will never agree to that.
Shredded cheese is better.
Shredded cheese poutine wouldn't have even made the list.
So much better because you get a good amount of cheese and gravy in every single bite, Ryder.
I quit. Ryan Reynolds is in the news again for just being a lovely man. He will, I'm sure, make a hefty donation to help victims of the flooding in BC. He always seems to step up for our country and his home province specifically.
Yep.
He stepped up with a message for Americans, though, that I wanted to share.
Please, I want to hear it.
You know, you have to stop saying that you're going to move to Canada whenever you're mad at something in the U.S. As a Canadian, I'm sorry, but no, you can't. I know we're friendly, but Canada's not your safe house. I mean, we barely let Canadians into Canada anymore, so please, pick somewhere else. I hear Finland is really lovely this time of year. You have to stop.
Nice message.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Finland does look great.
That does come up, though, and it comes from like both sides of the political spectrum in the States. Every time any decision is made, they're like, well, moving to Canada, like it's super easy. And we're just like, yeah, come on in, I guess.
Is there anyone in the world that doesn't like Ryan Reynolds or doesn't get the appeal of him? Because I like him. I can't say that I'm necessarily obsessed with the guy. I've never seen Deadpool.
What?
Yeah.
I sounded like him when I said what there.
Yeah, do it again.
What?
You love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. And you know why? It's because every chance that I've seen him being a candid human on top of everything awesome that he puts out,
Okay.
he exceeds my expectations.
You know, I kind of look like his wife before she got her nose job.
Cool.
It's a flex
It's a
of
flex.
mine.
Really weird flex, yeah.
Play 107.
Lisa, you stink.
What?
You stink.
What do you mean?
I can smell your shoes.
Oh, yeah. I take my shoes off when I get into the studio because I like to sit cross-legged, which probably isn't good for my varicose veins. But here we are. The shoes are old, I know.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think they're okay in the fall leading up to snowfall. I think they're probably okay in the spring, but they're seasonally, I think we need to eliminate them from when there's snow out and summer, because when there's snow out, they get wet. And then when you come in, it smells like there's two St. Bernards wrestling in here.
That is the funniest visual because it's true. That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
I love St. Bernards.
I'll buy you a new pair of shoes.
No, I already bought a new pair of shoes. I got a pair of sneakers from Spring. They were on sale because the store is called Spring and it's winter. So that's when you go because there's discounts, just saying. But they're not as comfortable and they're not slip-on-y as, you know, like it takes work. You got to bend over, tie them up to make them look good. Whereas these are just little slippies. I'm going to post a picture of them on Play 107 YEG's Instagram story, and we'll see what the listeners think. Should I throw these up? Oh my God, they're like broken in the back.
Yeah, you need to chuck them.
Quit using your nose to breathe. Why don't you just become a mouth breather like me? It's really beneficial.
Good morning, it's Seb with Simple Plan.
Hey, Seb, what's going on?
How you guys doing? You all right?
Good, real good. You guys have a big year coming up in 2022, touring with Offspring. February 23rd, you're coming to Edmonton. Tickets on sale now, by the way. You're also dropping a new album.
Is that a question or a statement? 'Cause
I'm letting you
confused as
take
well.
over to tell us more about it.
Well, first of all, before you even get into that, Antidote is so good.
Thank you so much. I mean, we've been, believe it or not, we've been sitting on these songs since February 2020, right before everything went down. And we've been trying to find the proper way for this band to release all this amazing new music, and we just figured it out now. And The Antidote is a song that we've been loving for many, many months, and we're very happy that people are finally listening to it and enjoying it, and it's quite incredible. And so the plan, if I may take a shot at this, the plan is, obviously we just released Antidote, and the way the music world has changed in the past 5 years since our last release is that most of the singles come before now. So I can only assume that in the new year there's going to be a little bit of new music, and then bam, a full album. That's amazing. And it's a great album, by the way. It's my favorite so far. So I'm very excited about it.
Well, and I just love that it has that throwback sound. Like as soon as I was listening to it, it brought me back. Like the nostalgia was real. So I'm super excited to hear more of that album.
Well, thanks very much for saying that. That's something that we always keep in mind when writing and when recording. And there is something in Simple Plan's DNA that we can't get rid of. I think it's interesting as a band to always try new things. But it's also important for us, especially at this point in our career, to just do what we love and do what the fans want.
Can you believe that it has been 20 years since your first album?
It's completely wild. I mean, we're all like 40-year-old dads now, and it feels like our personalities have frozen in time from 20 years ago.
Serious question. When you guys are on tour in 2022 with The Offspring, are you going to be concerned about your knees?
Well, you know what? I'll let you know after the first week of touring. Only time will tell.
You are having an ability to relate with the younger audience, too, with TikTok. You guys absolutely blew up with I'm Just a Kid on that again. Was that kind of cool to see?
I mean, I wish we could claim that this was a genius idea that we had and that we engineered, but it just happened. I feel like David Dobrik was one of the first ones, and then Will Smith is keeping it alive because he just did one like a few days ago. And I mean, this whole I'm Just a Kid challenge throwback thing is insane because when we introduced ourselves as a band, we used to say things incredible like, oh, hi, we are international touring band, Simple Plan, and things like that. And now we just say like, yeah, we're the TikTok band. And people are like, oh, I know you guys,
That's cool.
So it's a whole new crowd of people that maybe weren't fans before. They're discovering the band now. Like, no, I've been a fan for like a year, and my favorite album is the third one. And like they'll go back to old catalog and kind of like get back into the band that way.
That is so fun. And that's why I love TikTok, because it is helping the younger generations discover bands that shaped our childhood. And now they can kind of have that influence their lives, even in like their early 20s. So Simple Plan is definitely on their radar.
Well, you know what's cool? I saw, like, because of a trend, your song blew up again. But I also saw Pierre getting in on a trend and doing like the I'm an island boy video. I think I watched that yesterday, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is awesome. I get to talk to Seb from Simple Plan.
Yeah.
I'm watching them on TikTok
You
now.
guys are everywhere. It's so fun.
It is pretty fun. Pierre's really embracing the whole making video side of it. I think I'll get into it a little bit more once we get on tour and everybody's together. I mean, there's so like the whole promotion of a band now used to be something that you discuss with the marketing department of a record label, and then everybody had to be in on it and like buying ads in different magazines, and that's how you would promote a band. Now it's just basically, hey, have fun online and see what happens. So it's
It's true, man.
The whole music
It's so
industry,
true.
It's crazy.
You've picked up a Teen Choice Award, MMVAs, Juno, Casby, but does anything compare with being in a New York Minute with the Olsen twins?
That was completely insane. I think if anything compares to that, I maybe being animated in an episode of Scooby-Doo might be slightly even cooler than being in New York Minute for the Olsen twins. But I mean, I can say now, and I think I have an IMDb profile where I've played myself in a movie.
It's
Hey,
so
that's
cool.
cool.
Do you feel like you were nervous on stage? Like, is that the one time that you're performing that you're like, okay, we're in a movie performing? Is that a whole new level of performance, or do you get into the zone regardless?
Well, you know, like when you're doing that for a movie over and over, it's playback. So you don't have to worry about messing up or anything. All you got to do is try to look cool, which I've never been great at. So I was slightly worried, and I think I noticed that I'm the only one wearing a white shirt. I don't know why they let me do that. Put a black T-shirt on, dude. But it was fun, and the girls were super sweet and very kind, and everybody that we work with, and we got to meet Eugene Levy, and I mean the whole thing. And Chuck, our drummer, even has a line in the movie. I mean, yeah, it was pretty surreal back then. And I think we got paid, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't want to just like throw out numbers, but I think it was $2,000 each, and that was more money than I'd ever seen, and I was extremely excited.
Oh, I didn't realize it was before you guys kind of blew up that you were in that. That's cool.
$2,000 is so good for like one scene in a movie. That's amazing.
I get the white shirt problems. I did a video shoot once for just something in town here, and it ended up taking like 8 hours, and I ended up spilling barbecue sauce down my shirt. And so like, because they cut the video in like a weird way, there's like parts of the video where I'm cool and I don't have a stain down my shirt, and then all of a sudden I do in the next scene. Super embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That must have been very difficult for you.
It was.
Before we let you go, can you just inform our listeners about your philanthropy work and all the amazing work that the Simple Plan Foundation does?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. So basically about 15 years ago, a little bit more now. Wow. Time does fly. Jeez. We started the Simple Plan Foundation. Basically, we had, in the early days of Simple Plan, worked with different charities, and then that inspired us to start our own based on stories that we just hear like after shows, like when we meet our fans, how music kind of transcends anything that you could think of and really can just like help someone get through a really difficult time, whether it's depression or suicide and all that. So we started the foundation to help youth in need. Been able to donate almost $2 million, I think, back to different charities that are really hands-on. And yeah, we're just the face, gather money, and then distribute back to great charities that already have great structures in place and that do actual work. So it's really it's been nothing but amazingness, and we've met some great people along the way. And just to think that this band, beyond the music, can do something concrete to actually help people is amazing.
And where can people find out more about it?
SimplePlanFoundation.com. That's where it's all about. And now that the world's opening back up, and now that we're going to be back on the road, the foundation stuff is going to be more present in our lives again.
Seb from Simple Plan, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Well, thanks for having me, and we'll see you at the show in Edmonton.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 106.